On March 22nd, a woman posted a no-makeup selfie of her battered face after a man allegedly attacked her at an Oxford nightclub. The attack led her to raise money for the Oxford Sexual Abuse and Rape Crisis Centre. Within 4 days, she raised £12,000. Many articles covered the selfie, but the bigger issue of sexual violence was largely left untouched. The UK reports the joint fifth highest incidence of physical and sexual violence in the EU.
What we do know is that sexual violence is a very hidden subject for many. We also know that many survivors of sexual violence will never tell anyone about it. Some of the research suggests that up to 40% of women survivors of sexual violence will never disclose that to anybody. We also know that only 15% of women will ever report an experience of sexual assault or violence to the police.
Oxford is in the top 25% of safest cities in the UK, but the conviction rate in Oxford Crown Court is a 6-year low, with only 24% of trials resulting in conviction in 2013. Helen Drackett, Deputy Chief Crown Prosecutor, said,
"One reason the conviction rate has fallen across the country is because the CPS is now prosecuting cases that may have been dropped in the past. Because of concerns, juries could be affected by the myths or stereotypes surrounding rape and sex cases."
It's worrying that that's the case, particularly because it sends a message to people who've experienced sexual violence which doesn't necessarily engender confidence in the system.
In addition to providing free, confidential support to 350 survivors each year, the centre trains police officers on the impact of sexual violence. Today, they are training professionals who may interact with survivors during their daily jobs.
Within OSARC, we kind of define it very broadly, and we think of sexual violence as any kind of act of a sexual nature where consent isn't given.
The program aims to raise awareness of the effects of sexual violence. It also provides advice on how to react to a disclosure of assault. Jeannie has raised more than 16,000% of her original £100 target.
At the moment, we know that a huge need in Oxfordshire is for one-to-one specialist face-to-face counselling, and so some of the funding will enable us to boost that project and launch something that we hope will have a huge impact on the lives of women in Oxfordshire.
Unfortunately, sexual violence is still all too common. If more people report cases of sexual assault, there is a greater chance of increasing the public's awareness and reducing this kind of behavior in the future. This is Elka Teichman reporting for Brooks TV News.